Welcome everybody to a new episode of the King Chase. It's been a while, but I'm back with new examples, and at this point, if you have any King Chases, please send them to me. My email is in the description box, so if you played yourself maybe a beautiful King attack, or if you know of some example that isn't in the series already, please go ahead and send it to me, so I can keep this series going, because the reason why there was such a long break was that I just ran out of examples, right? Today we have the example Rubinstein against Spielmann, played in San Sebastian 1912, so a little bit over 100 years ago. They still played pretty good chess back then. It's black to move, and it's quite a difficult example, so please take your time, stop the video, maybe set it up on a board and really dive into a position and try to get it, because I think you can get a lot out of this example. It involves a lot of deep calculation. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can click play again. Well, you probably won't see that, but whenever you're ready, I'm going to show it right now. Okay, so the first move here is bishop takes e4. The point being is that now black threatens checkmate on f1, which is why white can take on c5. Takes on c5, now rook f1, rook takes, and rook takes f1, checkmate. So pretty much white has to take on e4 back. The question is just with the rook or with the bishop. So let's take a look. In the game, Rubinstein played rook takes e4, and indeed that's a mistake, and I believe then he's actually lost. He should take with the bishop, but the defense is by no means easy. So rook f1 check, rook takes, king g2, rook g1 check. Now king h3 would of course run into checkmate on h5 immediately, so king f3 is forced, queen h5 check nonetheless, and in his book Spielmann only gave the move king e3, after which queen takes h2. The black attack is continuing, black already collects some pawns and he's doing really well here. But in fact, white can go to f4 instead, and he's holding here. Computer variation goes a takes b4, rook f1 check, rook f3, rook c1. Nice little trick here. Queen can't take the rook because of queen h6 check, picking up the queen on c1, but of course white doesn't have to take on c1. He just moves the queen, and then rook e1 threatening checkmate on e5, but white once again can cope with this threat, takes on d6. Now queen f7 check, rook takes e4 check, and rook f4, and the position is equal. White managed to defend. In fact, I see there is another move than bishop takes e4, rook takes e4, which is rook f3. So let's have a quick look at that. What is this all about? Here, black takes on b4, takes back, and now queen c6 is really uncomfortable, because now if the rook moves, of course, black takes on g2. And after b5, there's rook takes f3, queen takes f3, bishop takes f3, b takes c6, bishop takes c6, and black's up a pawn in this endgame. Rook takes e6, of course, still not possible because of rook f1 checkmate, so I guess white will need to take on c6, then take on e6, but now black can play a move like rook f6, and he definitely has some winning chances here in this endgame. Alright, let's see what happened in the game, shall we? Rubinstein played rook takes e4. Now rook f1 check, this is all forced, king goes to g2 and queen f2 check. King h3, and black is down a rook, but his attack is continuing, rook h1. Now there's the threat of rook takes h2 followed by queen f5 checkmate, so white has to deal with this threat. He plays rook f3, but now queen takes h2 check, king g4, queen h5 check, king f4, queen h6 check, king g4. But how to continue from here? Of course black has perpetual, but he wants more. So this is actually another exercise for you guys, how to finish the game off here. and black has to be a little bit precise. So if you want, once again, stop the video and try to figure this out. Alright, so g5 is the right move, cutting off the square f4 from the white king, and now queen h5 is a really powerful mate threat, and really the only way for white to deal with it in a sensible manner is rook takes e6, because now after queen h5 the king could go to f5. But of course black just takes the rook with check. Now rook f5, and here already black has several winning ways. Fastest one would have been queen e4 check, king takes g5, h6 check, king f6, and now beautiful quiet move, queen e8 back, and there's absolutely nothing sensible once again white can do against the threat queen f7 checkmate. It's just nice how the pawns are taking away these squares and white can't do anything. Instead, Spielmann played a different way, played h6, just protecting a pawn on g5, and this pin of course is quite uncomfortable for white. Queen e4 is right now the threat, so queen d3, and now king g7, king f3, and here one tactic, rook f1 check, and forcing this endgame, which of course is losing for white because he's a pawn down, and as you guys know, in pawning games it's really important to have equal pawns, and if you don't, well, then you just, in many cases, just lost. King f2 and h5, and this is very simple, as most of you probably know. The black king just can approach these pawns, and this pawn can just distract the white king. Black will have a very simple win here. Alright, that was the game, Rubinstein against Spielmann. I hope you liked it, even though with perfect play white could have defended, but still it wasn't easy, and Spielmann posed these problems to his opponent which he couldn't solve in the end. I see you guys next weekend. Bye.